It seems that karma might have come for Kevin Federline. Finally, as you guys know, his book of memoirs dropped back in October, and basically it was just a book smearing Britney Spears, or at least that's what his press tour made it seem like. I personally didn't buy the book, nor will I, so I don't know exactly what's in it, but his press tour just went on and on about what a piece of shit Britney Spears was, right? So anyways, I wanted to check back in and see how it did. And yeah, it looks like karma might have finally come for that piece of shit. So against my better judgment, we are here today to take a peek into Kevin Federline and his book, You Thought You Knew. Okay. Did you think you knew? I know I thought I knew. Evidently he didn't know because his book tanked. All right, so Kevin Federline's memoirs, You Thought You Knew, dropped on October 21st of 2025. It promised to be his telling of life, dance, fame, and of course, Britney Spears. Federline says he wrote it to his sons, Sean Preston 20 and Jaden James 19, so they can understand his side of the story. I mean, it's not like they didn't live with him their entire lives and probably get his entire side of the story the whole entire time anyways, but he had to write a memoir for that, right? Out of here. But he claimed it wasn't about money at all. It was about legacy and helping them navigate a history that wasn't all glitter and rainbows. And also, he mainly wrote it to help Britney Spears. Remember, he was like, I wrote this to get Britney help. This is the last thing we can ever do to get her help, because if she doesn't get help soon, she's going to die. Remember how creepy it was? Yeah, very creepy. Don't forget to like. Evidently, if you knew his full life story, you would still be confused. The book dredges up tales from their marriage, custody battles, and some very colorful memories, like a passage about their sons finding Britney standing silently in the doorway with a knife in her hand. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds to me like it's not. Okay. Britney's team, though, they weren't amused. Neither was Britney. And they called Federline's allegations hurtful, exhausting, and a cash grab. Her rep noted that it came after child support ended and profiting off her pain was pretty much what Britney Spears called it. And I found that to be super accurate, especially when he was doing his whole thing in the media, just bashing her left and right. It was ridiculous. It was like he was trying to make people think she was crazy all over again for book sales. Okay. It was disgusting. But here's where the magic happens, because Kevin Federline apparently thought that shocking reveals would equal sales. He thought he would get some money out of this. Instead, the book didn't even break into Amazon's top 500 titles in the crucial first week. Marketer Insider said his plan backfired and he destroyed what was left of his credibility. Although I don't think he had any credibility to begin with. In fact, I found an article here, exclusive. Kevin Federline's $60,000 book deal, $60,000. That's all he got. They didn't have faith in him from the jump. All right. So anyways, Kevin Federline's upcoming memoir, You Thought You Knew, might not make him rich right away. But insiders say the former backup dancer turned dad of the year, I can't with this, is betting on a Hollywood payday. Sources tell Shutterscoop his publishing advance was just 60 G's, a far cry from Britney Spears' $15 million windfall for her book, The Woman in Me. But Kevin's not crying over the small check because he negotiated 100% of the TV and film rights. That's right, guys. He is banking on Netflix or Hulu turning this into a limited series. They actually said he's playing chess, not checkers. Playing chess. He's playing chess, not checkers. Because that flop of a book is going to get him a Netflix series, right? I mean, and even if it does, no one's going to watch that shit. Not off of a paid app like Netflix. There's no way. There's just no way. But wait, there's more. Another news report says Kevin Federline's attempt to cash in on Britney Spears' story backfires with a poor sales report. His memoir, You Thought You Knew, was expected to draw major attention, but instead it tanked. And I really think it tanked because of that press tour he did. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wanted to hear him talk about how crazy Britney Spears is currently and how she needs mental help and how she's going down this terrible path and she's about to die. It was freaky. And everybody saw that and just felt like this was a money grab. And that cemented it for me. At least I know when I saw him talking like that, it cemented that idea in my head that this was only a money grab. In my opinion, he should have just came out here and talked about, this is memoirs from my life, my story, my history, and I wrote it so that people could see my side of the story. If he would have just left Britney alone on his press tour, he probably would have had way more sales. But instead, he had to go for the jugular and try to take Britney down, and it just ended up backfiring on him. And I love, love, love the fact that Britney Spears made $15 million off of her book, and he made 60 grand. And I love the fact that he thinks it's going to be a Netflix or Hulu limited series. Like, out of here, you weirdo. Federline 46 reportedly viewed the memoir as a new revenue stream after child support payments ended. A veteran publicist told Shutterscoop this book was supposed to be his next payday. Those in the industry mentioned that he perceived the memoir as his avenue to be back in the limelight. Even though, remember, he said something like he didn't want any attention for this, and it was only for the fact that he was trying to help Britney and all this other nonsense. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It does help me out so very much. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the weekend, which is really approaching quickly. So I'm so totally not there. Please help me out. All right. Okay, back to the video. It's so bad, evidently, that you can get it for free, at least the audiobook. Federline says that his sons were old enough to understand and they were okay with the project, but internet sources claim advanced pages left them upset, emotional, and re-triggered by nostalgia for their childhood wounds. Okay, Kevin, great job. And when Kevin went out on his press tour, Britney actually publicly responded and said that his claims were gaslighting and untrue and exploitative, and that she mostly focused on her kids and living a private life. She said that the book will literally go to his bank account and she's the only one getting hurt. And it seemed like that was the case. It really did. She also clarified how little time she actually spent with her children in recent years, like 45 minutes in the past 5 years, she said, with one son and 4 visits with the other, which makes Kevin's "I'm worried about her" angle somewhat ironic. Redditors posted, "We all need a good laugh, so here's a summary of how badly Kevin's little book is flopping." And they made sure to post these articles. Looks like they come out like October, November. And one says, Britney Spears' memoir, "The Woman in Me," becomes New York Times bestseller. And Kevin Federline's attempt to cash in on Britney Spears' story backfires with poor sales. The book has been available for 1 day, and you can already get it for free on Apple Books. All versions of the book have been heavily discounted on Amazon because no one's buying that shit. It's charting at number 1,126 on the Amazon book chart, and he received a $60K advance for it, which is already far too much and probably more than that book will ever make, but it's nothing compared to Britney's record-breaking $15 million advance. Go ahead, Britney. Girl, I hope you spend that money and just flaunt it in his face. I really do. He thought making up the most dramatic lies about Britney would help his book sales, so now that didn't work, he's praying for a streaming service to turn it into a show or a movie, which is just not happening for a book that sold 4 copies max. Also remember, he's just doing all of this because he's so concerned. So please give him a show on Netflix. I absolutely love it. It got a whole bunch of upvotes and some comments. Let's read some of the comments. These are good, guys. These are good. Oh, now he thinks Netflix or Hulu will pay him. Why would they do that? The man is delusional. The public is only interested in Britney. And then we've got someone calling him K-Flop. I actually really like that one, K-Flop. That's a good one. What a loser. I love it. Those chart positions are genuinely insane. I did expect it to flop, but not this badly. All that promo just to not even crack like the top 1,000 of books. And then we've got, he did that all for 60,000 LOL. It can only be turned into a TV deal if it's popular, you bozo. He's so dumb. And then someone says, right, 100% ownership of nothing. And that's about a month of child support she paid that asshole. And that's true. She paid him tons of child support, tons of money over the years for child support. As soon as it ran out, he decided to just go after her once again, using her name, her life story. Like, it's just so pathetic. It truly is. That's a K-Fed's memoir tour full of drama, questionable claims. Meanwhile, Britney's living her life, focused on family and not being the villain in someone else's story. If you are unimpressed, congratulations, me too. So yeah, karma for the win on this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this whole shituation. And yes, I said shituation because that's what it is. And I will see you guys on the next one.